Video showing how U.S. Army invade Aso Rock. Surface. Tinubu disappear. Escape death. These people then too good. These people then too good. Make una see. Who say U.S. Army no be well-trained army? Hey! Can our Nigerian soldiers do what has just been done? Look at their jets alone. In fact, it's too superb. Well, a video has finally surfaced. CCTV pickup as the American soldiers finally invade Aso Villa. Abuja don't scatter. I know if you talk, because if I dey talk now, they will talk say the law now for where you can carry this one enter. I go hear the story as it happen because a lot has really happened and a lot of people
continues. Quote: the USA will immediately stop all aid.
Now listen to this very
Nigeria, and they may very well go in there. He calls it a now disgraced country. Guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. And then he concluded all of that in all caps, warning the Nigerian government better move fast. Now, Nigeria's president Tinubu, he previously responded saying that Trump has basically got it all wrong about the situation in his country. Tinubu said, quote, there are security challenges which affect citizens across faiths and regions. So he's not saying that it's specifically isolated to Christians. And then he said that his government has been carrying out consistent and sincere efforts to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. Well, even Nicki Minaj has got involved in this situation, thanking Trump and his team for taking the situation in Nigeria seriously, and then said that numerous countries all around the world are being affected by this horror and that it's dangerous to pretend that we don't notice. So the question that you're probably wondering is what Trump is saying true? And the answer is yes, partly, because there is some nuance to it. So according to the United Nations, independent analysis, and a 2021 bipartisan, by the way, report by the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedoms, thousands of Christians have been targeted and killed. But the nuance is so have Muslims, and so have those who are not religious at all. You see, Nigeria's population, which is roughly 220 million, they are almost equally split between Muslims and Christians. And the group which these reports cite the most often, which are carrying out these attacks, is called Boko Haram. That doesn't mean they're the only ones, but the most cited. Now, for those unfamiliar, it's essentially a militant jihadist organization that have an ultimate goal of establishing an Islamic state under Sharia law. And they have targeted Christians for their faith in churches, places of worship, but they've also targeted Muslims for, quote, not being Muslim enough. They've also targeted police, military, government. And in fact, according to the United Nations, they've killed more than 40,000 people and displaced more than 2 million since 2009. And the big part that has kind of pissed the Nigerian president off, the country, Nigeria, is now being placed alongside North Korea, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan, and China as part of this list of particular concern due to violations against religious freedom. The question that a lot of people are asking is, does this, what Donald Trump has done, actually change anything? And the answer is, we don't know. But today, a lot of people are at least speaking about it.
An urgent message from President Trump demanding Nigeria stop the brutal murders of thousands of Christians in the country or face possible action from the Pentagon. He posted in part, quote, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country guns a-blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Paul Adamu is a Nigerian Christian who was kidnapped by Boko Haram 2 years ago. He joins us now. It's so wonderful to have you on the show. Please tell us what happened to you.
It was such a disheartening situation. 2 years ago, I was kidnapped by a dreaded Boko Haram along my way to the airport where I was traveling to Cameroon to meet some of my colleagues, and then I got kidnapped along the line, along the route.
And you were held for how long?
12 days.
Okay. And there are many people, especially young girls, who have been kidnapped by Boko Haram, put into forced marriages, forced conversions. They're still in captivity. The situation there is quite dire. You heard what President Trump has said. Here's what Nigeria's president has said in response. He said that the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. What's your message? What's it like to be a Christian in Nigeria?
First, I want to thank and applaud the United States of American President Donald Trump for designating Nigeria as a CPC, because this is one of the things that we have always wanted. For the message of the Nigerian president, that I think at this point I will say that there is a time when propaganda has no appeal, where propaganda has lost an appeal, and this is actually the time, because whatever is happening in Nigeria at this moment, I would say that Nigeria is the worst place to be as a Christian, like the worst place in the whole of the world to be as a Christian, because we wake up every day with news of killings, every day with news of massacring of Christians. It's totally a genocide that is happening here in Nigeria. There is nothing anybody will tell me, because I have been in here for as long as I know. I have been in these places where these attacks have taken place. I have seen women who are crying for the loss of their husbands. I have seen children who are crying for the loss of their parents. I have seen parents who are crying for the loss of their children. I have been to churches that have been burnt down. These are not things that I have heard from the news or someone telling me. This is something that I will witness somewhere. I have been myself. I have witnessed where terrorism is at the highest point, where people are killed and slaughtered like chickens every day.
Paul, I don't have a lot of time left, but I just want to ask you one last question. How have you and other Christians kept the faith during this persecution?
We are grateful for the organization I work with, Irish Global, who are taking it upon themselves to care for these persecuted Christians by providing relief materials, emergency kits, and then also providing them with discipleship, where they are being told that despite all that is happening to them, Christ still loves them.
USA why invade Nigeria, more not talk fast, more know how they pack things. Are they going to invade this country? Because recently now I don't understand where they go. One night me tag President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now for your regime. 9 citizens they plan the park. Your regime, 9 military they plan coup. Your regime, 9 US why invade Nigeria. Please, I'm asking for the last time for me and 9 others. Is USA planning to come into this country? More not talk fast because nobody still do open. More now will say the package. Because you people keep embarrassing us. If you have lived up to your responsibility, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we will not be discussing with US, and US will be calling us a disgraced nation. That's what they said. The disgraced nation. Now we they can't use disgrace, they run for face. A disgraced nation. That is what. Why would they call us a disgraced nation? When 2023 foreign observers that came to observe the election went back to report that that was not an election but a crime scene. Why would they not see us as a joke? Because they will see us as a joke. You think they don't see the issues going on in the country? And how you people are nonchalant and wicked towards the citizens? You think they don't see? They see. Even the justice for China, when are not great women, they see. Now one citizen, in fact, this part of the video is for those people saying that Donald Trump will not try it. You guys, shut it up. That's not going to put us in trouble. Oswald, they will not try it because your father and Lord Lugard. You have forgotten that in the last 2 years, when was that? One US citizen was kidnapped. One, not the full boss, not the coastal boss, not the full community as we hear for Nigeria. One US citizen was kidnapped in Nigeria. Do you know what they did? Because they knew that Nigerian soldiers are too incapacitated to go after the bandits. These people sent 2 soldiers, only 6, invaded this country. They went to the vein of the feast inside the where the people are staying and rescued their one citizen. One. I'm talking about one. They killed all the kidnappers. 2 of their citizens are moved. They invaded. They broke the diplomatic ties. They entered the one country. Saved their person and went back for 1 US citizen. So if they tell you they're going to come, use your tongue to count your teeth and give me the direction to flee.
Nigerians, in fact, I'll tell you that this is a very big disgrace and a very big embarrassment. You've heard it from the citizen that was kidnapped. You heard it. This is not just a story that was heard. Now, voila, you can now hear it. That's Tinubu's speaker that we always go on air to say that it's a propaganda, that it wasn't true, that they are just lying. That is a citizen of the US that was kidnapped. You can see him. You can hear what he said. He said Nigeria is the worst nation any Christian can be in the whole world. What will you have to say about such an appraisal? Is that not embarrassing? Is that not a shame to you? Is that not a very bad tag on the nation that you claim to be your nation? Oh my good God, this is finished. My dear people, what are we saying about this? Because to me, this is an embarrassment to the core. I bet we gonna begin to share this video, because enough is enough. Bola Tinubu, I have not seen what you have done. Instead, you keep causing more war in the country. I'm gonna share this video, make it go viral, make everybody see the waiting they happen for this our nation, because we cannot continue in this way. Thank you.